Hi everyone, welcome to the Kara's Cure Show, where we explore the cutting edge of wellness. I'm Kara Sundlin. So with the new year, a lot of us might have health and fitness goals in mind, but could something be getting in the way of you losing weight, even if you think you're doing all the right things? Well, new research shows detoxing can make a big difference and really help jumpstart that weight loss. Dr. Artemis Morris is a naturopathic physician and founder of the Artemis Wellness Center here in Milford, Connecticut. And you've actually spent a better part of the last year or so designing a medically guided detox that can really help people. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Kara. It's a pleasure, as always.
So when I said to people I'm going to detox, I definitely had some of those people online saying, "What? That's just someone trying to take your money. You don't need to detox. Your body can detox." The conventional method of we don't have to detox. Can you explain why this is a little different and why this research shows that we might need to detox?
Right. I think detoxification is probably the most misunderstood term in healthcare, and in integrative medicine we use a lot of detox programs, and the reason being that we live in a toxic world. So detoxification, when it's done in a responsible, medically guided way, is using food, good quality food, avoiding toxins, and this could be food, environment, personal care, and it's also giving your body what it needs to do what it does naturally, but help it to do it better using nutraceuticals.
Right, because we have a liver that helps detox, but what you're finding is that sometimes that liver gets a little sluggish, especially as we get older, especially as our hormones are not balanced. So let's talk first about why would detoxification help us lose weight?
Yes, that's a great question, and this is the missing link in weight loss. So I've seen, I've been in practice 23 years. Past couple of years I've done this program, and I took a very deep dive into the environmental toxins, and there's a class of toxins called obesogens. So you can tell by that word that these are toxins in our food, in our environment, personal care products, plastics, that actually make us gain weight. They make us crave more food, and they can make it harder to lose weight and increase our risk of diabetes, metabolic syndrome, and some studies even show these endocrine disruptors increase our risk of cancer.
Okay, so we know about, if you're watching a lot of health reports, you're seeing that word endocrine disruptor. In layman's terms, these are chemicals that can mess with our hormones?
Exactly, you said it perfectly. Yeah, endocrine disruptors are chemicals. They could be natural, they could be synthetic, which many of the things are in our food and environmental products that disrupt our hormones, that really mess that part up, and it also can affect fertility. And the really difficult part to understand is that it can actually do it for generations. So our metabolic issues, our difficulty losing weight, our risk of diabetes, even our risk of cancer and some of the other chronic diseases can actually be influenced epigenetically, which is beyond genetics, by the exposure of our parents and grandparents. And this is what we're facing right now. And this is why we need to detox, because we might not just be doing it for us, but we're doing it for our generations to come.
Okay. And if that gets a little bit deep for people, we're going to, by the way, take a deep dive in this, but let's just talk about some basics, stuff that you're looking at every day. And you're saying stuff on the table right here would have obesogens. Again, those chemicals that can make us fat. It's not just calorie for calorie. So I'm going to guess the Pringles here, even though they're yummy, this has obesogens in it.
Yes, so I brought a couple of things, and one thing that research has found is we are exposed to these toxins in virtually every sector of our food system. So, but the ones that have the highest are the ones that are found in packaging. So plastic, plastic water bottles, a simple change you can make instead of using the plastic water bottle, microplastics, nanoplastics, these disrupt our endocrine system and can affect our weight and risk of disease. You could just replace it with a to-go bottle that's not plastic.
Better for our environment and better for our body. Okay.
Exactly.
Although you would also tell us, make sure you're rinsing out that water bottle.
Yeah, with clean water.
Yeah. Okay. Because I don't want people to get overwhelmed and think, oh my gosh, they're all around, I can't do anything. The reason why we're going to introduce you to this program, which I also just started today, my co-host on Great Day Connecticut, Scott Haney, is starting, a bunch of us here at Channel 3. So it's a great way to jumpstart in the new year, and we're going to be able to eat real food. We're just going to also take some supplements that are going to help us get rid of the toxins safely and effectively.
Absolutely,
Okay.
yeah.
So I'm going to think kale, that doesn't have any toxins.
Right, and it actually depends, because kale can contain toxins unless it's organic. So this is one of the Dirty Dozen Clean 15 in environmental working group. So this is kind of like a trick one, because it can contain pesticides, herbicides, unless we get it organic. And so that there is a list. If you go to environmental working group, you can find that.
Yes, we've done that before, but it's a good thing to know. For instance, berries. I love berries, but we really should spend the extra for organic on things like raspberries and blueberries because they have tons of pesticides. But a banana, you could probably buy conventional because it's not getting in there as much. It's got that thick skin. So we could decide where we're going to spend the money.
Exactly. And it's good to look at that list. So unfortunately, green beans used to be okay, but now they're on the Dirty Dozen list. So you want to be careful, keep looking to see what's been updated. And then, you know, one thing that you want to be careful of, this is in a plastic bag. And so ideally, we're getting it from a local farmer, you know, taking it, you know, without a bag. So when we microwave things in plastic, we're actually also increasing those toxins in our body.
When we microwave in Tupperware too?
Yes.
So try to switch out. One kind thing to do would be to switch to those glass kinds.
Exactly.
What about a frozen dinner? Even if you buy an organic frozen dinner, is that okay?
So the packaging is where a lot of the toxins come in. So even like we looked at these delicious little chips here, and you see them, but the lining of the package is where you see those plastics, those per and polyfluoral. This is the forever chemicals, things that makes things slick, even the inside of popcorn.
Yes, the microwave popcorn. So the pop secret is there, and popcorn you're thinking is a healthy snack, but you're worried about what's leaching into the popcorn.
Exactly, so you can get air popped. On the program, we eliminate corn just because it's so ubiquitous, and so we eliminate corn because a lot of toxins, like in terms of food toxins, food additives, food preservatives, come in the form of corn products as well. Yeah.
So this is really something you're going to want to listen to if you decide to do this. I know there's a lot of folks here at Channel 3 like, I can do it. I want to talk about the good things. I don't think this is particularly hard. I'm not saying it's not challenging if you've been eating junk food a lot, but I don't think your detox is particularly hard because you're allowed to eat any amount of anything that you want. There's no calorie restriction. So if I'm hungry, I can eat. It's just instead of having a candy bar or something out of the vending machine, my snack would be like veggies and hummus or a piece of fruit. We're eating a lot of fruits and veggies and then high quality proteins.
Exactly. And the reason why I designed this detox program this way is because I want to help people understand real food and also understand the most scientifically proven diet worldwide, which is the Mediterranean diet. And that's an area of research and I've been steeped in for a long time now.
And you're Greek.
Yes, and my mom comes from Crete. My parents are from the place where they coined the term, the Mediterranean diet. So yeah, I'm
blue zones where people live often into their hundreds and they don't take prescription meds and they don't have chronic disease and there's a whole bunch of, so that's what you're trying to bring us back to that. I think sometimes as busy moms, we struggle and go, this is just too hard. I need to get quick food. So talk about that, because you're a busy mom, single mom of twins.
Yes.
Does eating this way have to be difficult or costly?
It doesn't, and what's really amazing is that the healthiest diets were the poverty diets. So the Mediterranean diet was actually a very inexpensive diet. They weren't doing the expensive white bread, they were doing the whole grain bread. They were eating from the land. And here's the problem today. So this is where I've taken the heart of the Mediterranean diet. We talk about essential Mediterranean staples, the extra virgin olive oil, lemons, which are good for lowering blood sugar. We look at real food. And then we combine that with methods of detoxifying so that we're catering the Mediterranean diet to our toxic world to help with metabolism.
And if you're busy, okay, so I do carry a water bottle around because, well, number one, it's cheaper than getting a lot of plastic bottles, but I think it actually tastes better in here. This is cold water. We have a bottle refiller in our office. I think a lot of people can get access now. So I just I didn't even cut the lemons. I bought some organic lemon juice, but it's on my desk. I just squirt a few drops in the water. So that's fine.
Perfect.
So, and I can carry this around with me all day. It's not difficult. You just want me sipping on some lemon water.
Yeah, that's perfect. And that's nice because especially if you don't like water, adding a little lemon juice to it can make it a little more exciting. And it also helps, it alkalinizes our body. So we can get into that, that's another concept in nutrition that's very misunderstood is alkaline versus acid, but lemon water is one very easy way to do that.
All right, so let's talk about the program. You would order some supplements, which you have a link on your website, artemiswellnesscenter.com, right? There
Exactly.
you go. So you can go there, and it's under $200 for all the supplements, but it's going to last you a lot longer than the 12 days. The program is what you give, and that's how we eat. But to be basic, let's start about what can you eat for breakfast? That was what Scott asked me. He's like, I don't think I can do this. It's going to be too hard. And I said, it's definitely not hard.
Yeah.
And he told me, I eat oatmeal for breakfast. I said, you can still have oatmeal, right?
Yes. And actually it's great because one of the things we see on this program that I've clinically seen is cholesterol drop 100 points in less than a month,
Wow.
which is amazing. And if you look at the research on Mediterranean diet, it actually lowers risk of heart disease. It can lower cholesterol. It can increase the good cholesterol. So we're using all those same principles, but we're adding it to this modern time. And so oatmeal, steel cut gluten-free oats with flax seeds, with some organic berries. That's a great breakfast.
I mean, I made mine. I'll post it on Instagram later. I literally showed Scott. I made a video. I do this for my daughter every morning. It's 90 seconds. That's about all I'm going to invest in breakfast. So I just poured the oatmeal in, the frozen organic berries, put a little water, salt, and cinnamon, and I microwaved it for 90 seconds. And that's breakfast. So that could be me. That could be her. If you want to add some protein, we can eat eggs, right?
We can. And eggs are, so there are people with allergies to eggs. So if you have an allergy to something, you don't want to consume things you have allergies to. But eggs are a very nutritious product as long as you're not allergic to it if you're getting it from,
like
pasture.
free range, organic, okay, the little chickens that run around. All right, so let's move on to like lunch. And I said to Scott, well, what do you normally eat? He said a salad, and I put tuna fish on it. I said, fine, right? So you could go to the store, just buy a bag of organic greens like this, and you could put on some salmon or some tuna. Ideally, you want it to be wild caught, right?
Right, and that's the thing too. It's like, unfortunately, our waters are very contaminated, so we have to be careful about utilizing seafood sustainably. And there are some companies like Vital Choice, Alaskan Wild Salmon, that have some companies that are very sustainable. Because the thing about this program, which I love, it's not only about weight loss, it's not only about preventing chronic disease. Actually eating this way and avoiding some of these products that we've been taught we need and want to consume voraciously, if we cut those out, we're actually doing something good not only for our next generation of humans, but for the planet that we need it to survive.
Okay, so I saw what you posted, your breakfast looked yummy. You had a bagel with some avocado and some things on there, and some everything bagels. It looked really delicious, but you got some gluten-free bagels, and you just put some avocado on it. So avocado toast could still work. Or you're one of those people who needs grab and go. You could grab an apple and put some almond butter on it.
Exactly. Yeah, and there's a great local company. One thing I love about this program is that we're also getting to know local farms, local places. So Old Greenwich Baking Company has excellent gluten-free products. And
Can you order them online in case we can't drive to Greenwich?
Yes, absolutely. That's the only way to do it these days, right? So Old Greenwich Baking Company, I believe it's .com, and you can get like a monthly package. And the bagels, actually my kids loved them even more too. So you can get bagels, you can get baguettes, and they're gluten-free.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will say, well, you tell me to eat like the way my grandmother ate, and my grandmother ate gluten. So let's talk about, if you're not a celiac, why gluten can be a problem, especially for this detox.
Right. Gluten could be a show in and of itself, Kara. I'm sure this is like such an important subject. And this is another thing. There are certain foods that can cause inflammation in a body that's sensitive. And because we're exposed to so many toxins, we're stressed out, we might not be eating well, we might not be sleeping well, our body is in a very sensitive place. And this is where we are prone to inflammation and the inflammation of chronic disease. So when you have any kind of intestinal hyperpermeability, which is medically it's called intestinal hyperpermeability. Colloquially, it's like leaky gut.
And let's just stop right there. Leaky gut means that you have little, like, for lack of a better word, your gut isn't solid, and there's little things leaking in and out, and so therefore it makes us inflamed.
Right, and this is where a lot of people are like, oh, I have a food sensitivity, I have a food allergy, where people want to know, oh, what foods am I sensitive to? Now, those food sensitivities are the tip of the iceberg in terms of what's really going on. Because if you have a lot of food sensitivities, a lot of allergies, you definitely have inflammation going on in your gut. Because what happens is think about like our gut is like a tube, and if you have like the hose for watering the garden, and if it's full of holes, that water is going to leak out. And so that's what can happen when we have inflammation, this intestinal hyperpermeability or leaky gut, is we eat certain foods, and instead of them being digested and eliminated, they can leak out into the place where they don't belong. Our body attacks them, that leads to inflammation. So gluten is a protein that's found in wheat, barley, rye, and it's definitely the type we see in certain food products, especially packaged processed food products, is that gluten is a little different from the one our grandma had. And it's different from the one in Europe. And what happens is that, especially with wheat, they get sprayed by herbicides like glyphosates, which hurt our gut. So we're not,
and the wheat has changed, so to the point that it's much harder for us to digest, you told me, than it used to be 50 years ago.
It's true. If you look at, like in Europe, I have some patients, they'll go to Europe.
And they can eat.
And they can eat it because it's not the same type of, it has less gluten. And so the gluten is that protein that for some people it's a big problem. And that's why we're seeing a range of sensitivity. Okay. And then it's also the toxins.
So if this is sounding a little overwhelming to you, this is where I think I come in and go, okay, listen, I can only do so much. I'm a busy mom, and you don't want getting healthy to stress you out. This means that you don't have to live this way forever. This is 12 days, and can we really detox in 12 days? Will our body be a lot different after only 12 days?
It can be, and this is why I want people to find an easy way to do this. So I have seen, some of the clinically significant things I've seen in my program is reversal of some of the toxins that can cause non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, like glyphosates, which are herbicides. So we can actually see that they were there, we do a detox, and they're not there anymore. Same thing for fatty liver disease, which is very common. It's one of the most growing forms of liver problems today, and that actually is associated with the toxins we're exposed to. So I have seen that be able to be reversed. So we can do it with food, with real food, and we can do it with real nutraceuticals, real supplements. So that's a big issue right there too.
So, and we can lose weight. A lot of people are going to detox, and the reason when I ask, day one, we need to set our intention, why are we doing this? And I'm no different. I said I want to lose weight, and I want to feel more energetic. Scott, so he had one thing, I want to lose weight. Is this going to help me lose weight? So talk about why this is going to help us lose weight, and can we lose a decent amount? It's a jump start, right?
It's a jump start. And so losing weight, I think this is where a conversation about why do I want to lose weight? Of course we're Americans, everyone wants to look good, everyone wants to feel good, but really, like if we look at weight loss medically, the whole point is to reduce our risk of heart disease, reduce our risk of diabetes. It's to reduce our risk of chronic diseases, inflammatory diseases, so we can stay active. And so the problem is these obesogens, this class of chemicals, hormones that are found in food and environment, personal care products, what they do is they make it harder to lose weight.
So you might be doing all the right things, but if you're really toxic, it's going to be really hard to lose weight.
Right, and the problem is if you lose weight too quickly, you can dump these toxins back into your system, because our fat cells, they just want to keep those toxins safe and warm, and it doesn't help us look good, and it makes it harder for us to lose weight, but they're actually trying to protect us.
And the fat's taking out the toxins and storing it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, day one, day two, actually we do this for 12 days. We wake up in the morning, and it's not a lot to take. It's a protein shake,
right.
And it's made by a company called Metagenics.
Yeah.
Advoclear, and is that what it's called, Advoclear?
So yeah, I've chosen this particular nutraceutical, and this is where as you know, I'm very picky about my supplements. Like, they have to be third-party tested because toxins actually can come in the form of supplements.
Yes.
So I really warn people about buying supplements just on the internet based on marketing, which is a lot of great marketing out there. And so this particular company, the shake, has all the nutrients you need for phase 1 and phase 2 detox. So we want to be able to transform those toxins into something our body can get rid of. And that's what detoxification is. It's transforming things into something we can eliminate through the bowels.
So this shake it's vanilla flavored. You just put it in some water and you drink it. 1 scoop. Actually 2 scoops once we get a little farther along. First day was 1 scoop, I guess, just to get a little used to it.
Yeah.
And then there's also 1 capsule, and that also has a lot of high quality vitamins in it to help us be healthy and detoxify in this 12 days.
Right, and the difference between these products, the products I use for my detox programs and other things out there, these are medical food. So this company has gone through the effort to do testing on these particular products for a metabolic detox, so biotransform. So these have we get into, after day 1, we do 2 scoops, and it comes in chai, it comes in vanilla, it comes in berry. And also have these 2 Advoclear, and then we do a healthy weight probiotic.
And the healthy weight probiotic, you can go back, and I've actually done a show on this, but it's something called Akkermansia, and it's a probiotic, and it's a long name. But why is this probiotic specific for weight loss?
Right. So scientifically, it's actually considered a postbiotic. So there's prebiotics, those are like the fibers and the veggies that we eat. The probiotics are those lactobacillus, those bifido. And so this is almost like a postbiotic, and there's a particular way that this company has found to preserve it so that it goes to our gut in the place. It actually goes more towards the large intestine to protect our digestion. And it has been clinically researched to help with insulin resistance and help with diabetes as well. So
these things you have are sort of nature's solution to Ozempic. A lot of people are on those weight loss drugs. What you say is, for a simple term, these natural supplements are working on the same pathways as something like an Ozempic.
Exactly. So the Ozempics are the GLP-1 agonist is the mechanism, and actually extra virgin olive oil works similarly. So it helps but it actually decreases inflammation. So the problem with a lot of these medications is they can actually become an additional inflammatory biotoxin for people who are sensitive to it, that is adding more stress to our liver and our metabolic processes. And if we lose weight too quickly, that can lead to some of the studies that are showing pancreatitis, possibly gallstones, decrease in lean body mass. So, I hate to say it, we probably all know this, but there is no quick fix. And the beautiful thing is this type of a fix of doing a Mediterranean diet, helping our body detoxify, is the type of fix that's going to help for generations.
So even if you're thinking right now, I just want to fit in my dress next month, what I have found, it's only day 1, is that it's not that difficult. I'm still having a little bit of coffee in the morning. You just want us to have organic coffee. Some people, I guess, will maybe try to go completely caffeine free. That's not me. But okay. So I got some. I even did the Costco. I got paleo meatballs. I put them in a chimichurri sauce. I got frozen cauliflower rice. I mean, you can do this quickly and inexpensively. They have plenty of like high grade organic and paleo and different products that if you can't make these all yourself. But you're giving us recipes, you're giving us meal plans to make your mom's beautiful Greek recipes, which are often not difficult. It might be like a Greek salad with, I guess we're not having feta, but you could have olives, you could have this. So all these things, have you found that people find that it's a lot easier than they thought it was going to be to do this?
Yeah, so this is a great introductory program, because one thing that can happen if you are doing a detox that you find online and they're offering all these wonderful things to happen, you have to be very careful, because a detox could be very simple. And I encourage people to, you could do this detox at home. Just avoid sugars.
Yeah,
that's
you
a
said
detox.
even if you have mostly fruits and veggies and eliminate sugar for a period of time.
Yeah.
And so our microbiome can literally change. If you were to look at it, it can change in 24 hours.
Our microbiome is very subject to our food, our environment, our stress, our sleep. And so, I mean, this is a whole subject I can go off on, right? Of course, I'm obsessed.
And she is. You are writing a book on the Mediterranean detox, but you're right in that the Mediterranean diet is consistently proven. Again, this year, the best diet in the world, but people don't always know what it is. Essentially, it's plant-based, eating lots of fruits and veggies,
Yes.
right? Olive oil, and you are eating some protein. You're eating a very varied diet. You're just not really focused on the junk. Like if you go to Italy, they don't have 50 million different dressings with preservatives in it. They have olive oil and vinegar on the table.
Yes, and they're enjoying the food. This is why it's a Mediterranean Blue Zone diet too. It's a Mediterranean Blue Zone detox, because the point is not to just, oh, let me shovel this in. It's like, let me enjoy. And you can create a meal in 30 minutes. I remember Mom did it, it's like
or less.
We can do this.
Whole foods can be fast foods.
Exactly.
You can bite into an apple. It doesn't have to be cooked, right?
Exactly. That's a good point. And one thing I love about this too is we're using our community through Mighty Networks, and we're creating a community. We can share recipes.
Yeah.
We can share success, and that's also another Blue Zone thing. So we want to support each other.
Yes. And if whether you're busy and not a great, and I cook because I need to eat, not because I enjoy it. Some people really love it. So you could go and make these beautiful recipes, and you've got sheet pan meals and all these things, and none of them are expensive or take a long time. Or you could do this really simply, which is how Scott and I are kind of doing, eating more similar things every day, because, okay, I like this and I can have it. I brought my Fajr yogurts to work. I can have them in between shows. We're allowed to have a little bit of Greek yogurt, so
Yes.
all of that. What I'm noticing right now is that I'm not as hungry as I normally would be, and I'm not shaky, and I'm not craving sweets the way I normally do. What's that about?
So I love that you said that, and this is what I'm consistently seeing. I also notice it within myself, is those cravings go away. You can be satisfied for longer. So the shake is definitely very satisfying. It's a vegan protein. It has like a multi-nutrients in it, but our liver plays a big role in glucose metabolism, insulin resistance. And so if your blood sugar is balanced, if you're giving your body what it needs, it doesn't have to crave it. And that's the problem. The junk food
Makes us want more.
It makes us want more.
Doritos
exactly.
made a whole commercial on that. You can't only eat just one,
And
right?
it's true.
All right. So Dr. Artemis Morris, I want to remind everyone to go to the ArtemisWellnessCenter.com. The links are there. You can follow me on social media. We'll be talking about this. It's not too late to join. People can get the supplements and then join at any time. We're just doing it all together right now, but I mean, I guess your first group is almost done, and Scott and I are jumping in late. You can do this anytime. So might be a great way to commit to yourself and honor your own wellness journey this new year. So thank you so much for being with us and sharing your expertise.
Thank you, Kara. It's so great to have you guys on.
I can't wait till you put it all in a book.
Me too.
All right, everyone, you can follow me on social media as well, at Kara Sundlin, or join the CURES Facebook group. Have a great day, everyone, and be well.